So for breakfast today, I started to make a carrot cake smoothie. I saw one of my favorite YouTubers slash Instagrammers, A Between E, posted on her Instagram story the night before. And I was like, that looks good. I got carrots and I got time, baby, let's do it. So I just cut the top off of a couple carrots and started to juice those in my power juicer. I'm still getting used to using this machine. Y'all see how this thing is shaking? I thought it was me at first, but I think it's the way that I was putting the carrots in there. But I'm really holding on tightly, okay? Tightly. So after I got the amount of carrot juice that I wanted, I just poured it into my cup and added in some frozen bananas. I always keep these in the freezer just in case I want to make a smoothie. And then after that, I add in some honey pitted dates. No pits, baby, please. No pits, please. Okay, it will not be a fun time. I added in a little bit of salt, like just a little bit, y'all, to offset the sweetness. A couple sprinkles of cinnamon. A little bit of nutmeg. And then I guess I was in like think about waste not, want not. So I added in some of the carrot shavings that also came out of the juicer. After that was all blended up, I went ahead and poured it into a cup. Because of the dates textures, you can still see like a little bit of them were in there, but it's whatever, it's fine. I topped it with some chopped pecans, some shredded coconut, and again, I was like aesthetic. I was just vibing. I topped it off with some of the shredded carrot that I had left over from the juicer. So for lunch this day, I decided on a tofu stir fry. I already had some garlic minced up. Now I'm just peeling and mincing some ginger. And I'm trying to get this as small as possible because I promise you, chunks of ginger, that will kill your whole meal. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. Then I went ahead and diced up this onion, also trying to do smallish pieces. Since this is a stir fry, there's no place for the pieces to hide. If you do big pieces, you're just gonna be chewing on onion chunks. Don't do that. Into a pan, we're just gonna put the onion and the ginger, not the garlic yet. If you put the garlic in right now, you have a better chance of burning your garlic and losing all that flavor that you're trying to build up. While that onion and that ginger is cooking down, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some carrots. Again, making sure that I'm not making the pieces too chunky. Okay, I was low-key moving backwards and I added my carrots right here instead of waiting until my tofu was closer to being ready. But it's honestly going to the same place anyway, so you can either do it right now or you can wait to stir fry your carrots when your tofu is closer to being done cooking. So everyone on Instagram was like, that's not meat? No, it's not, okay? The key to getting this texture is to freeze your tofu, thaw it out, and if you want to go the extra mile, freeze it again and then thaw it out again. When you do this, it somehow changes the texture. In science mode, I think the ice makes it expand, something like that. That sounds smart. Anyways, after I did that, I squeezed all the liquid that I could out of it, and then I just did crumbles into the bowl. When you do crumbles like this, it also makes it look more natural. If you were to cut it into squares, people would be looking like, girl, that definitely ain't chicken. Into that tofu, I'm going to sprinkle some coriander, some onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, turmeric, cumin, salt, and pepper. I'll spend a little extra today, so I also added some Old Bay. But y'all see how y'all can see the seasoning? If you don't season your tofu, it's not going to taste like nothing. So you need to make sure that you can see that seasoning. Oh, look at that, look at that. Next, I'm going to sprinkle some cornstarch on it. I think this helps you fry it better or help it not stick when you're frying it. I honestly do it with or without cornstarch. It really is dependent on how you're feeling. Now that my veggies are soft, I added a little bit more sesame oil into the pan just to get ready to fry that tofu up. I put it all in the pan and I went ahead and spread it out. For tofu to get a good fry, it is so important that you spread it out and just let it hang out. Let it hang out on a couple minutes each side. This is what it should look like after it's been done frying. I went ahead and just added in some hoisin sauce, just the hoisin. Just that. And then I also added in some sambal olek. I added in low-key a lot, y'all. Y'all see that? I was like, guess we're being spicy today. Then I went ahead and mixed that all up, making sure that the sauce gets on every piece of tofu. I went ahead and added in another little spurt of hoisin because I just wanted mine to be a little bit more moist. We're going to go ahead and cook this down just to make sure that the sauce actually sticks to the tofu. And I knew that if I started to cook it down with just the amount that I had put on before, that my tofu would end up being dry. While our stir fry mixture is getting saucy, I started to pick out the best leaves off of the head of butter lettuce that I got. You want the best of the best. You don't need them looking raggedy out here. This is what our tofu is looking like. Y'all see that? I started to double up the leaves and just arrange them how I wanted them on the plate. And I did about 2 forkfuls of meat into each lettuce boat. For garnish, I added some green onions, some sesame seeds, and some pickled carrots that I had made a while ago. Hopefully they're not bad. How can you tell when something pickled is bad? Because it just smells like pickled. It's probably good for you. It's probably good for you though. For dinner, I made a lentil bolognese, and I started off by chopping onions, carrots, 1 red bell pepper, and some celery into small pieces. I added all of those in a pan to fry for 10 minutes. Hey, stir it up. On the beat, say you better stir it up. While the veggies cook down, we're going to mince 2 cloves of garlic and then add them into the pot and let it cook for 2 more minutes. we're ready to really get our flavor going. So I added 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. The recipe called for 2 tablespoons of oregano, but I wasn't about to just go and buy oregano when I got this in the pantry. I also added in 2 tablespoons of paprika, a little more Italian seasoning because I just felt that in my soul I needed that. A little splash of Worcestershire sauce, and a glass of wine. Your glass is up to your discretion, you know?
Vodka.
I then added in about half of a large can of crushed tomatoes and 2 liters of vegetarian beef broth. Then we're gonna leave the lid off and cook this down for an hour. And don't be like me and think that you're gonna cook this at 8 o'clock, because it very much took an hour to cook down and get to this texture, maybe even a little bit more. But look at that final product though. I hope y'all liked at least one meal in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all later.